Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Teen shot in buttocks in Arnett Gardens. Police in West Kingston are probing the injury of a teenager who was shot in the buttocks as he played dominoes in Arnett Gardens on Wednesday evening. The 18-year-old was among several other people who were in an area of the community called Paradise Court. He has since been treated at hospital. Police reported that about 5:50 p.m., the teen was playing domino with 3 other males when they heard an explosion. The teen reportedly ran off and later felt a burning feeling and realized he had been shot in his buttocks. He was assisted by residents to the Kingston Public Hospital where he was treated. The incident was reported to the police later that night and an investigation launched. Guys Hill residents welcome police clampdown on unruly motorcyclists. Residents of the quiet community of Guys Hill in St. Catherine welcome a police operation in the area on Friday targeting motorcyclists. The operation saw riders being prosecuted for operating the vehicle without a license and registration plate, as well as for other breaches of the Road Traffic Act. Several motorcycles were seized. The man them drive the bike without the helmet, plus then cut the muffler and it become very noisy. Police are doing a wonderful job in moving them from the street, Margie Harris, a resident, said. Motorist Marcus James said he welcomed the police action, which can save lives. It's early November. A man from this district died in a crash in St. Mary, so every effort to instill discipline is welcome, James said. The resident said it's hope that the new Road Traffic Act will help to bring discipline, especially to the Northeast St. Catherine community. Bar operator shot and killed in Olympic Gardens. A woman who was shot and killed on Thursday night as she stood in front of her bar on Grape Road in Olympic Gardens, St. Andrew. Eyewitnesses say men on motorbike opened fire at the mother of 5, killing her on the spot. The woman, known as Maxine, was shot in the head and upper body. Portland farmer accused of attempting to rape woman. A farmer has been charged with assault with intent to rape, unlawful wounding and assault occasionally actually bodily harm, following an incident in Morton, Portland in November this year. Charged is 42-year-old Everett McNaby of Conway Barracks in the parish. Reports are that McNaby was at the woman's house when he initiated sexual conduct. When told to stop, he allegedly forced himself onto the woman and an altercation developed. She reportedly received several injuries during the altercation. The police were summoned and the woman was taken to hospital where she was treated. McNaby is scheduled to appear before the court on Tuesday, January 10, 2023. Section of Salt River roadway reduced to single-lane traffic. The National Works Agency NWA is advising the public that a section of the Salt River roadway in Clarendon, which leads to Longville Park, has been reduced to single-lane traffic. It says this is as a result of a collapsed culvert. The agency says it is striving to effect repairs in the shortest possible time, but those efforts will not be finalized before next week. In the interim, motorists are being advised to exercise caution while traveling along this roadway as the area is unstable. Policeman appealing rape conviction of schoolgirl denied bail. The Court of Appeal last week turned down a bail application for 50-year-old policeman Leslie Walker, who was convicted of rape involving a schoolgirl. He was sentenced in July last year to 15 years in prison. Walker was ordered to serve 10 years before he can be eligible for parole. Walker, who joined the police force in 1997, had made the bail application on the basis that the verdict of the judge was unreasonable, having regard to all the evidence. He is contending that his appeal has a real prospect of success. King's Counsel Peter Champagny and attorney-at-law Jacqueline Cummins had argued that there were exceptional circumstances in Walker's case in which he should be granted bail pending the hearing of his appeal. They submitted that there was no evidence that another person may have fathered the complainant's child. The prosecution should have established that the complainant was not intimate with any other person. It was also submitted that Walker was a good character and there was a likelihood that he might serve the greater portion of his sentence before the appeal is heard. The complainant had testified that at the time of the incident in February 2016, she was a 9th grade student at a high school. She was dressed in her school uniform and was awaiting transportation to school when Walker, who was a friend of her father, offered her a ride. He drove her to his house, invited her inside, and then raped her. The matter was not reported to the police until June 2016. Following a medical examination, it was discovered that the complainant was pregnant. By agreement, DNA result excluding Walker as the putative father of the child, who was then 4 years old, was tendered into evidence. Walker is the father of 4 children, 2 of whom are minors, had denied the allegations and said he did not see the complainant on the day of the incident. He said of the day and time of the alleged sexual assault, he was at home getting ready to attend a fire training course at the Jamaica Police Academy. A police officer testified for the defense that Walker was at the training course. Crown Counsel Renel Morgan opposed the bail application and said no exceptional circumstances were advanced for bail to be granted. Acting Court of Appeal Judge Evan Brown in denying bail said, while there have been inordinate delays between conviction and the hearing of an appeal in the past, there is no reason to think such a delay will be dealt with this appeal. Measures in place to prevent violation of human rights, says Dr. Chang. Jamaicans are being assured that all the current measures have been put in place to prevent the violation of human rights under the states of public emergency, SOEs. This assurance came from Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of National Security Dr. Horace Chang during a recent press conference at the Office of the Prime Minister, where SOEs were declared in the parishes of St. Anne, Clarendon, St. Catherine, Kingston, St. Andrew, St. James Westmoreland, and Hanover. Law-abiding citizens can rest assured that the net fishing practice of times past no longer applies to today's security operations. All the required measures have been put in place to prevent the violation of human rights by targeting, apprehending, and removing violent producers from these communities, he said. Dr. Chang noted that officers are trained professionals and rely on quality intelligence to carry out their operations. He said the SOEs are restoring a sense of normality for law-abiding citizens so that they too can exercise their fundamental rights and enjoy them. Dr. Chang reiterated the government's commitment to protect the lives of all law-abiding citizens. The SOE is a proven, effective tool to protecting Jamaican lives, he added. Furthermore, he said the government continues to pursue a comprehensive and strategic approach to combating crime and violence in the country. As we pursue our policies and legislative changes, which are required to support the work of the security forces, we will utilize all the resources that are available to protect law-abiding citizens, he added. Meanwhile, Chief of Defense Staff Rear Admiral Anthony Williams Coleman said the Jamaica Defense Force JDF is committed in its support to the Jamaica Constabulary Force in securing and safeguarding Jamaica and Jamaicans. She urged Jamaicans to do their part in the fight against crime. If you are a Jamaican who wants to see your children grow up in a safe and secure country, then do your part. Share information and fully participate in your own security so that we can curtail the violence in our nation. Crime affects all Jamaicans directly and indirectly. Therefore, we must play our part in the fight, she said. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click